drum to my keyboard here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 on my QWERTY keyboard. So I did that by going through and clicking on music, element, drums, and 808 drums are here, and hats are here, etc. And so I'm just going to bring these sounds in by literally going into the timeline and clicking 1, 2, 3. My keyboard here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 on my QWERTY keyboard. So I did that. So I've now placed a snare, a kick, a hat, and an 808. I'm going to go to my snap menu here. Snap menu, ruler, beat. So when it says none, the beats don't show up. But if you go snap beat, all of a sudden you've got these little beats here. And I'm just going to option click to bring this hi-hat to every other beat. And, you know, to play something like this is going to sound really generic, but it's going to get very exciting in a moment. So let's say that we want our snare here, here, oops, and here. And let's just hear that back. Right, so there you go. There's your first beat. I'm going to loop that a couple times by selecting all and option clicking. So now we've got a 2-bar beat. Maybe I'll make it a 4-bar beat. Hopefully this is right. Let's see. Great. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the replace menu, which is duplicated up here. You can find it in the settings here, and you can find replacement settings here. I'm going to go to type match so that when I do my replacement, it's pulling from very similar sounds. And I'm going to select all, and I'm going to click replace. And it's going to take a second. And now let's listen back. Fun. Okay. Similarly, I can go to my hi-hats here, which are quite a few hats. So it looks like I missed a few of them there. See right in there? Anyway, I'll get back to that in a second. I'm going to say, you know what? I want you to only be choosing from intensity 2 and 3. And if I click replace, let's see how that is. So you get a sense of how you can very quickly create loops that have all sorts of different types of sounds here. I'm just going to go ahead and take these and duplicate them down one track and then replace them. And we'll have different kinds of kicks. And same with our 808s. Let's make a new track. I'll duplicate my 808s and replace them. And let's see how that sounds. Oh, it might be kind of interesting. Wasn't so into this particular one. So now let's lower the volume on the hi-hat here. And I want to show you how to apply effects to just a few of these regions. So let's say, you know, you don't all the time want to apply a reverb to an entire track here. Right now, you know, in Pro Tools or Logic or any of these other tools that we love, typically you have to apply an effect to every sound on the track. But in this case, I only want to apply it to every other snare drum. So I'll go to the first snare drum and I'll click Shift G. This brings up what we call the mini effects library. And I'll apply, let's say, a delay. And I'll make the delay a fairly quick delay here. And we'll just listen to that just to make sure it's only on this one sound. There's a little lightning bolt here. See that? Then what I can do is I can copy this and I can select the other snares that I want by shift clicking. And I can click Option V, and Option V pastes attributes. So you can paste anything. If I had turned the sound in reversed or pitch shifted the sound or you know, was tempo stretching the sound, added fades to the sound. But in this case, I just want to apply the effects here. So I'm going to say OK. And now you'll see that lightning bolt goes onto these snares as well. And you know what? Just for fun, why don't I go back to search? Let's look for loops, and we'll find, sorry, stem. 1 second here, loop, instrument, just so that we have some kind of music, sure, happening in the background. Let's see how this one goes. Oops, here we go. And I'll just turn this down so it's not too crazy. This key right here augments your tempo. So anything that's in the timeline will go to whatever the tempo is that you have right here. So I'm going to click this to make sure that all of our pieces conform to the same tempo. And let's listen. So we're listening back to hear that the delay is only on every other snare drum. Great. This is the first YouTube tutorial of Audio Design Desk. Ask us questions, reach out to us. We want to hear from you. We love you. Thanks.